Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
Today we are with Erika, which is a confident coach. And Erika, tell us, what are the 5 steps to make your first million?
You know what's so great about this exercise is there's more than 5 steps. So as I was thinking, I was like 5 steps. And what's fabulous before we begin is there's more. And so if you ever feel trapped, and that's actually number 1, is there's so many steps, so many great, not even steps, but great options. So that's something to get excited about, that we don't feel, oh, powerless. Like there's so many different options to get to the success. And that's number 1, is a relationship with money. So often we don't have a really good relationship with money. So I want to review that. For me, that means money mindset. That means financial literacy. That means having a relationship with money. I teach my clients to go on what I call money dates, right? Because often people that have money and are entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, have a relationship with money. And so I always teach my client, go on a date with money, really be intimate with your money, look at where you're spending, where you're saving, where you're investing. And so first tip before we start is money relationship. Like I said, money mindset, money literacy, and really having an intimate relationship with money. Because if we have an intimate relationship with money, it feels safe to grow it. So that's number 1. Number 2 is our why. So often, especially, when we're doing something as big as $1 million or multi-millions, is we kind of get lost in the sauce. We forget. And so my invitation for us is every day when you get up, why? Why do you want to make $1 million? Why do you want to make 5 million? Why do you want to make 10 million? Absolutely. And not only that, right? Like why? Because then sometimes it's like, I don't have to. So like I am big on vision boards. I'm big on having the Post-its. It's like,
they don't have the specifics, right?
Exactly. Also, I always say this to my clients, right? Like, especially if they want something, they want more money, they want more love, whatever. I'm like, we have to get clear on why, or you're not going to run towards it. Otherwise, it's easy to be like, it's okay. So I'm like, I want us to get so crystal clear why. If you had that $1 million in your pocket, if you had that 5 million in your pocket, what would you do? How would your life change? How would your community change? So that why, as you know, is so detrimental in the journey. 3, if I may, is similar. Being so laser focused and having clarity. So for me, I've been into different industries and we'll probably talk about that, but it's very important for me to stay focused in my business, right? My business now is coaching. So I have one-to-one coaching, I do groups, and that's fabulous because I can diversify. Like we talked about, number 1, I can diversify into different pots, which can lead to that success. And I also have to be very clear and push forward the mission that I want to push forward. Because otherwise I could be a little bit all over the place of like, oh, I'll do this. So the next, number 3 is clarity. What are we moving forward? What's our goal? What's our intention that month? Like, what are we pushing forward? Number 4 is mindset. Of course, we kind of talked about that number 1, but I always talk to folks, and I know you've heard this a million times, is business is a mindset game. It's mostly mindset. And I always talk to folks and they say entrepreneurship is one of the most deep spiritual journeys you can go on because it questions, what am I doing? Is this crazy? Especially
lonely journey. Yeah.
It's a lonely journey. And also like, I don't need $1 million. Like we talked about, I don't need 5 million. It's all right. And so the mindset keeps us grounded. The mindset keeps us grounded. And I actually am glad you said that, because if I may, this is like a 4.5 before we go to the last bullet, is community. We need to surround ourselves with people that believe in us. You don't want to be around people that are like, that's crazy. You're going to get $1 million in your business. You're going to get, that's crazy. We want to be around like-minded people that are like, of course you can. Here's resources. Let's get behind it. We want those people that, are dreamers as well. Dreamers. Absolutely. And movers and shakers, right? And the last one, I think this is good, just business advice, is especially when you're, marketing, whether you have a product, whether you have a service, or just networking in general. I got this piece of advice, and I think this is really helpful, is be mindful that not everyone is like you, right? Like I like to advertise my business through Instagram, through pictures. Not everyone's brain works like not all of my buyers are going to be like that. And so I had to get good at, even though it's a little uncomfortable, oh, I should put myself on video. Oh, I should put myself on audio. So not only are we diversifying the money, right, that we talked about, and the options of how we're making money, we also have to diversify and be accessible to the people that are going to buy from us.
Absolutely.
And so, right, so often people are like, oh, well, I did the post or I did the thing. It's like, that's great for, 5% of the population. We need to speak to all the different groups. And really quickly, that doesn't mean, everyone says your target audience, target audience. That could be one group of folks, but within that group, someone, like I said, might resonate with digital marketing. Someone might want to have a phone call. Like, even within your target audience, we need to speak different languages. We need to put it in front of them. How do they like to receive the information? So I think that's important in any entrepreneur's journey, is being fluid and being willing to be flexible and, speak all the different languages and be versatile.
Yeah, I think you are on point, because we have some entrepreneurs sometimes that they will say, "Oh, I don't want to appear in video, or I don't want to show my face, or I don't want to do this." And at the end of the day, we had to be aware that our clients, they like to receive the information in different ways. Some of them
Right.
prefer video, some of them prefer podcasts. Even before this broadcast, Erika told you, look, it's going to be a podcast, but also it's going to be video.
Yes.
Because we distribute this podcast also in all our social media channels. We have over 250,000 followers combined along our social media. So we do put this video in all our social media channels. And this is another way for people that would like to consume the video. They not necessarily want to hear. A lot of people love the podcast because they can hear in the car, they can hear in the gym, and that's the way that they would like to receive the information. But if somebody prefer to put the TV on, click in YouTube and see the whole video and digest information like that because it's easy or more relatable for them, it's our duty to
Yeah.
to serve them, because at the end of the day, we have to market our businesses in a different communication channels. So
Yeah.
Eric, tell us, after long experience in the luxury retail market with your family business, what made you decide that you want to open your own business, your own coaching business?
Yeah, so I
What happened
came and
there?
how did that happen?
Uh,
So for me, I was so blessed to watch have what a beautiful family business. And this family business, I think I might be 75, 80 years. I mean,
wow.
yeah, a tremendous business. And it was just so I could get emotional. It just was so beautiful watching. And it's so interesting. So I would work there. I'd learn a lot from my dad, learn a lot from my family. And my background is acting. So,
Wow.
right. So I thought, oh, this is so lovely. I'm so grateful for this experience, but I'm going to do acting. That's nice. And what's so funny is my coaching business hit me over the head and was like, you're going to do this. If you believe in anything spiritual, for me, it was something that I was like, oh no, it was bigger than myself.
Wow.
And I was resistant, of like, I've seen the blood, sweat, and tears, that my dad put into his business, but I also was excited because I had such a great model and a great role model. And though retail and coaching is so different, me and my dad used to talk and he'd be like, I don't really understand. Like, I don't understand your model. He's like, but here is this. And so for me, it wasn't, it was just like a pure thing that came through. It was the desire, honestly. And we talked about that in the 5. I needed to help. That's my big why, is I was like, I want to be of service to people. So it kind of came from a pure place, a pure intention to really help folks and serve them in this way.
Mm. And then, Erika, what are the biggest challenge that you had in your business and how you overcome that challenge?
Ooh, that's such a good question. I'll make it general. I think being flexible, especially in the coaching industry, I've been in the coaching industry for years. Officially, I was coaching before, but I officially started my business in 2015. And the evolution that it's been a journey. And my dad, yeah, if I may share this, I think this is really powerful. My dad loves saying this. This is his big thing. So he had this luxury retail business, right? And a lot of it was paper products, fountain pens. And he always told me this story. He loves to tell everyone this story. He was in downtown Manhattan, actually by the Trade Center, the World Trade Center. And he'd say to me, when I saw the first Staples come in, I knew I had to change. He's like, otherwise our business would be gone. And so for me, my biggest thing is being comfortable with being uncomfortable, because industries are going to change. You know what I mean? Industries
Oh
are going to
yeah.
change, right? Like how I used to sell 3 years ago I used to just put a post up on Instagram and people would come. And before that, I just casually would say something and people would come. And the industry, and as we know, the market, the financial market, it's different. And so I have to be calm, cool, and collected as I navigate the storms of business. So for me, it's been an internal journey of like, okay, Erica, this isn't working anymore. That's okay. What do we do now? So for me, that's been a big part of my journey.
Yeah, and I think that like entrepreneurs today, if you want to be in business, you have to be more like an actor, like a TV presenter,
Yes.
like a movie star.
Yep.
And I think that it's not that we like to do this. We have to do it because we
Yes.
are in business. And I think that eventually, and if you're passionate about your business, you will do whatever it takes.
Yep.
Sometimes we do these speaking tours all over the world in Singapore, Dubai, Peru, Mexico, and a lot of people they that we have trained. We help a lot of people to overcome the fear of public speaking. Yeah,
Yeah.
more confident in speaking, and and we find out that they all say, "Well, I have a fear of public speaking." Now I'm telling them, "Look, everybody has it.
Right.
It's not your problem. It's everybody's problem, right?" And the nature is very easy. It's because your parents always tell you don't talk to strangers, unless that your dad he was an entrepreneur.
Right.
When you're a kid, the parent will tell you, don't talk to strangers. And
Right.
when you are in business and you're selling, which is the most important part of the business, you have to talk to strangers and you have to get comfortable talking to strangers. And
Yes.
and this is the biggest barrier that not only entrepreneurs but people in general have. So
Yeah.
I think that for you to decide to become a confident coach, this is a great idea because, like you said before, to be an entrepreneur is all in your head. It's a
Yes.
mindset game, and uh, and 98% of the success of the company is on the head of the entrepreneur. Is in the
Yes.
mindset. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
what made you think, Erika, how you decided? Because you could be business coach, you could be this coach, you could be another type of coach. So, when you decided that you want to become confidence coach, and why was the reason that you this is the topic that you are more passionate about it?
Yeah, I love this. I shifted many times, right? So sometimes I did life, sometimes I did business, but for me, confidence encapsulated all of it. So someone may come to me as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, Erica, help me build my confidence as an entrepreneur. Or Erica, help me build my confidence to go date. Or Erica, I don't like myself. I am uncomfortable with myself. And so I love the confidence piece, the self-love piece, because it hits everything. It hits business, it hits mindset, it hits money, it hits love, it hits spirituality if you want to go that path. I loved it because like you said, we're not detached from ourselves. Like we walk in, especially as entrepreneurs, like you said, at a networking meeting, you got to have confidence. You know what I mean? Like we are selling ourselves. And even if a person is an entrepreneur, they have a traditional job, confidence affects all of us. Being and feeling powerful affects all of us.
Mhm.
And that's why I really landed on this, because it goes through so many different themes. And that's why I'm passionate about it.
Yeah, I think that yeah, because you have to take decisions every single day,
Yes.
and the business will live or die by these decisions.
Yeah.
So some decisions are are more complex than other ones, and your level of mindset and your level of confidence is good. It will play a vital part in that business to succeed. So, and again, what you were shared before, like the way that something was working 3 years ago in about selling, it doesn't work now. So it's not that it doesn't work now. It's the industry. When you are in business, the industry become more competitive. Everybody tends to do the
Yes.
same thing, right? So,
Yeah.
and then you need to find a new strategy to attract clients. So, Erika, tell us, you were sharing with us that you were doing some corporate training with C-levels. And
Yes.
so tell us how has been the experience, and, and what are the results that these client has produced after the coaching with you?
Yeah. Oh, I love this. So for me, like you said, right? Like I have those one-on-one clients, I do workshops. And for me, something I'm so passionate about is going into corporate offices, big corporate offices, and talking to the C-suite, talking to the CFO, as well as all different types of employees. And what's been so rewarding is normalizing, especially the work that I do, like the self-love. For me, pleasure is a big piece of my work. And what I mean by pleasure is just having a life that feels rewarding. Especially as an entrepreneur, life can feel really hard. It could feel hard, it could feel overwhelming. Like we said, the importance of mindset. So for me, teaching corporations this has been so fabulous, because they also have a bond, right? Like they can have now this connection with one another, these tools that they never had before. Often, in corporations, they lack that. Right. And it's like people feel like, oh, a piece of myself is cut off when I go to work. And so part of this work is to make sure that they have the confidence, that they have communication skills, that they have all the skills to build a healthy life inside of the workforce. Because, like I said, often people say, oh, I have a good life. And then I go to work and I feel totally drained and depleted. And so this really helps, create and curate um, a really fun, rewarding workplace. Also, I'll add this because I think this is important to the conversation is it also takes people out of the employee mindset, right? So they also get excited about their own life. So yes, I'm an employee at this location, but ooh, maybe I want to start a side business, or even if business isn't for them, ooh, I'm excited. I want to start to do yoga. I want to start to do this. Like it gets them excited by their own life again. And so that's why it's so powerful, so potent. I love the corporate workshops. I love to see how people shine and how they grow.
Yeah, I think with the corporate, especially when we had to do the training to the employees, yeah, we had trained some uh, cooperatives, which is like a bank,
Yeah.
and in South America. And when you arrive there, we have like 800 employees, and they are all like that.
Right. Exactly.
They already knew that the CEO sat with us and tell us everything that they're not doing. Like they're arriving late, they don't want to do this, they don't want to do that. And and that's the reason why we're there. So they know.
Right.
They know that that we are there to change the behavior. And honestly, the I mean, the first reaction in the morning when you sit, they already know that you're there to tell them what to do, yeah, and nobody will likes that. So but here's what we find out. We find out that when you enroll them, when you deliver this workshop, in a way, the first thing, again, like you said, is change the mindset,
Yes.
put them in a positive state of mind, because we know already that they are in a negative state of mind when before even we put some music, we do some dancing,
Love it.
we do some exercises, and we bring them first for the fear mindset, for the angry mindset too. Less, what can we do to?
I love
And,
that.
and again, even if they are employees, right? I remember one of the things, I think that the CEO told us that they didn't want to rotate in the bank. Basically, everybody want to keep their own position, and they don't want to do other positions, right? And obviously it was a big challenge for the big organization that needs more flexibility. What you were talking about, the flexibility. And but then we enrolled them in the process, and we enrolled them in the idea that we all should be flexible and work in different positions, because you become more competitive, you can get paid more money, and you can do so. Now the
Right.
whole vision of I don't want to do this job change, and the
Yes.
mindset, and now everybody's enrolled. The CEO is enrolled, the employees are enrolled, and then the organization can move forward. So I think that there is a huge magic that happens in the corporate training when actually the KPIs or the indicators that the company need to change in order to make a massive increase. And if this
Yeah.
is communicated effectively to a qualified coach, could be you, us, you name it, they can turn around the situation.
Right.
Working with people is also amazing, and I think that when we do workshop for the people, they are we create a massive transformation in terms of like I said, help them to overcome the fear of public speaking, which at the end of the day is sales one too many. So every time that you're speaking, you're selling either a product or an idea, and people are very uncomfortable with sales. So,
Right.
Erika, have you been uncomfortable with sales at some point in your life, and how you overcome that, or your dad mentor you in a way that you never been uncomfortable with sales? And what message do you have for entrepreneurs or for people out there that they are uncomfortable in sales?
I love that. So that's such a great question. I love what you were talking about before. I think that's so powerful. Twofold. My dad did teach me about sales, and he was a great salesman in a sense where he was always honest. And
In
people
a
will be like, "Oh, like
premium market, the luxury market is a very specific way of selling the product. It's not like a
ex."
Coca-Cola can. It has their own techniques. Yeah.
And I would see him. So pretend, right? He sold these luxury goods. Pretend it's a pen for $1,500 and then a pen for 700. He would be honest, and he'd be like, "Well, tell me what you like, ba 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 ba," and he'd say, "I think the $700 one is for you." And here's the thing,
Because it was a great salesman.
and people would turn their head because it's like, this is the owner. Why are you selling the $1,500 one? But what he did was he built trust. So that person was like, I like you. I like that you're honest. I like that you're truthful. He's like, I'm going to be honest. I know. And he'd always say, I could be honest. I could upsell you and tell you to do the $1,500 one. But for the needs that you want, it's a $700 one. And he built, no surprise, relationship. He built trust with people because I know Terry is going to give it to me straight. And so for that, I think like I love that because I always was fearful. Oh, is marketing skeevy? Is it gross? And he showed me that it doesn't have to be that way. And I think what's so important is he was selling products. I got good at selling products because I love to be honest of like, I think you like this. I got good at selling products. But what I had to work on, and that's kind of what we're talking about today, is now I have to sell myself. So I could sell you a Mont Blanc pen. I could sell you a Cartier, suitcase, whatever it is. Like I can sell you a Parker pen, whatever. I can sell you ink, but can I sell myself? So that was a skill that I really had to work on. That like,
The
hey,
mindset,
the mindset, right? That like I'm worthy.
limited beliefs. Get
Yes.
So how you
Right.
become? So what you did? Tell us.
Yes, I had to do the mindset journey, right? Because it's so funny. I could sell a $1,500 a $1,500 pen. And so I had to get good
Easy.
at like,
This you can
right,
do it
right.
easy.
No problem. And then I was like, but why am I struggling, right, to sell myself? And so for me, I had to get really good, like with the mindset. I had to, I had to remember I'm an amazing coach. These are reasons why I'm amazing. Like I had to really every day, and still, I've been doing this for years. I still have to be like, remember, this is Erika, you helped this person, you changed this person's life, you did this. Like I have to track regularly evidence of why I'm good at this job. So I could put myself out there and sell from that place. I have to genuinely believe in myself. And I want to add this often, especially in the coaching industry. People are attracted to, oh, I'm a coach, but let me work for this other coach. I'll do the sales for them because I really believe in them. Their life changed my life, which I think is amazing. And I think that's so valuable and beautiful. And also, I think there's a lesson in feeling safe enough to sell yourself, right? Like, or to like that you feel confident. So if you want to work under another coach, I think that's so beautiful. I think that's fabulous. And while you're doing that, just for confidence building, skill or exercise, do you feel confident that you could walk into the world to a networking event, to a whatever and say, I'm a worthy cause to invest in. I could really change your life. I could really help you. So for me, like it keeps coming back to the mindset thing, but the mindset for me has been, non-negotiable in my practice.
Erika, and then tell us if somebody is hearing this podcast and they like what they hear and they want to learn more about you, how they can find you and how the process work.
Yes, I love that. Okay, so like we talked about earlier, right? Like be in front of different options for different folks. So I'm on Instagram. And my name there is at @WeTheLight_LLC. And then if you're someone a little bit, want to get a little bit more resources, I have a website. And here's the thing, I have tons of free resources. So if you want to talk to me, you have that option. If you're like, I don't want to talk to her, I just want to read her ebook, I want to listen to her podcast or her blog. Like we talked about before, I have different strokes for different folks, right? So whatever aligns for you. Like I said, I have the blog, I have the podcast, and I have a free call. If anything in this conversation resonated of, hey, can we talk about business? Can we talk about confidence? Can we talk about this? That's what I'm here for. And my website is www.wethelight.org. So it's wethelight.org. And plenty of free resources if anyone wants to take that.
Excellent, Erika. And so I think that your dad would be very proud of you that you are running, selling yourself and selling and creating your own business. What do you think that is, or what advice can you give to women entrepreneurs that have this fear or lack of confidence and they don't want to open their own business because they think there is the most risk, but at this same time they are trapped and they want to have children, they need more freedom of time in their life. They don't have this confidence to give it a shot and maybe have a more better life for the family, children, and so on. So what advice do you have for these women?
Yeah, I love this. This is actually, I would definitely start with the confidence work. And what that could look like is even everyday writing down or saying to yourself reasons why, you would be a good leader or whatever industry, reasons why you are deserving. I see over and over and over again when I help people start businesses, especially women, the confidence piece. Or I have, clients that are like, I'm confident in the real world, but I'm scared to take on clients because fill in the blank, right? I don't have enough experience. I'm not perfect. Like there's a lot of perfectionism with women entrepreneurs. And I'm here to say that we don't need that. We need real people. So something that's an important message is I always say to folks, especially in coaching, they're like, I'm not perfect yet. You're never going to be perfect. Like where you are in your journey, someone needs you. And that's why we go back to the why. So instead of I have to be perfect and all my ducks need to row, and then no, business is usually messy. And like we said, business is always evolving. So
Evolving.
it's always evolving, it's always changing, right? So our job, if you want to take the entrepreneurial leap, is to really get behind yourself, to really invest in believing in yourself. Because believing in yourself is the first step to opening that business and to keeping that business sustainable. That is a core piece, that's a core strategy in business. So the self-love framework is very important in business, and you're worthy and deserving of giving that to yourself.
Mm. Yeah, the other day we have I had a podcast with a very successful entrepreneur, and he told me, Harry, I have a question for you. What are the shortest paths between A to B, between these 2 points, A and B? And I say, wow, the shortest path is the straight line. And he told me, well, actually the shortest path is the path with less resistance. So
I love that.
think about the river, right? And the point that he was making is that if you want to achieve your goal fast, you have to be flexible. Yeah, Bruce Lee always said, be like water, my friend. And I'm glad that you talk about flexibility, and I'm glad that you share with us that this is one of the biggest challenge that you have. But you know what? You decided to work on it. You decided
Yes.
to embrace it, and I know that it's uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, it's gonna lead you to the shortest path
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
you and to your clients, because
Right.
you will because you are doing it, you also will encourage your clients to become flexible. And I know it's difficult, and I know it's uncomfortable, and I know that um there are things that we don't want to do.
Right.
But if we are entrepreneurs, or we are in a C-level position, we are on charge of people. We and I get it. It's most of the things that we do in our company. I hire people better than me to do it.
Right.
That doesn't mean that I don't know how to do it, and that doesn't mean that I have to do it time to time. If this person on holiday gets sick, there is a need to punctually in the business for me to take that role. So I think that as an entrepreneur, we have to be flexible,
Yeah.
because we have to know a little bit of all the business, all the sides of the business, because actually after we can employ better people. If we don't know a little bit of the aspect of the business, we won't be able to employ better people than you, right? Because at the end
Right.
of the day, you have to train them. I have one of one of our clients. He is the CEO of over 300 supermarkets
Wow.
markets in Turkey, and he always speaks about exponential business growth. So he took the supermarket for 4 supermarkets to 300. And
Wow.
he does this analogy, which I love. And he say, okay, let's do some math. He said, okay, Harry, how much is the volume of a cube if each size of the cube is 1 centimeter? And I said, okay, it's 1 cubic centimeter, because it's 1 centimeter in each side. And he said, okay, fine. But now what is the volume of a cube rather than 1 centimeter 2 centimeters, what would be the volume of the cube? Now, the volume of the cube, it doesn't duplicate. It's like 8 because it's so what it means and what he's trying to say is that in the business you increase proportionally inside of the operation, the business is the cube, you expand exponentially because you don't go from 1 to 2, you can go from 1 to 8.
Yes, I love that.
But for that you have to be flexible. Because he told me, Harry, when I started in supermarket, I worked 6 months in accounts, 6 months with the suppliers, 6 months in sales, 6 months. Does he like to do all this role? Probably no. Some of them yes, some of them no. But he have to be flexible. He have to do all those roles because when you increasing, you have to increase proportionally in all the areas. And in order for you to do that, you do need to know the job and you have to be done that job and so you can teach, you can improve the operation, and flexibility is a great part. And once the entrepreneur, I think that the main reason why entrepreneurs don't let that go is because of ego, right?
Yes.
I cannot do this, I cannot do that because I invented this business. I'm not doing this. So, and then you listen to stories, a lot of stories that entrepreneurs are out there working Monday to Sunday, and they don't have time to spend with the family, with the friends. They are stuck. They're exhausted, and because they have all this emotional pain, they can end up with physical pain and can give you cancer. You can have a heart attack or anything like that.
Yeah.
And it's sad because we want the best for the entrepreneurs. We wanted to be wealthy, wanted to be happy, wanted to have free time. We want to have the freedom to travel. But the entrepreneurs that they are in this loop, the main reason is ego. They don't let go.
Yeah.
They don't surrender to that flexibility, which is, hey, you know what? I need a coach. I need someone to help me. Maybe I need someone that need to tell me this business is not working and it's never gonna work. Yeah.
Right.
And there is time to move on. So what is your view on those entrepreneurs out there that they are having hard time, they are literally suffering, but they have this big ego attached to the business? I build this baby, I take all the decisions, everybody has to do what I say, I don't need help for anybody. And the truth is they do need help, and the truth is that sometimes it's time to let go of this business because it's never gonna work. But the skill set that they have, they can open another one very easy, exactly like you did. So
Yeah.
so what can you tell to entrepreneurs out there that they are struggling, they have this ego, and they are attached to it, they don't want to let go, and if they don't let go and they become flexible, like you said, it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be tough.
It is. And I think you made such a great point that I understand, right? That like it's our baby. It's our baby. So it's our ego is going to be in there. And like you said, why did we create this business? Of course, there's going to be trials, there's going to be tribulations, but like you said, the journey of the entrepreneur can be a beautiful journey. It can be hard, it can be stressful. And when you know it's bogging you down so much, it's probably a message to raise a flag and ask for help. Or, so I bring that up first and foremost, that like, why did we create this thing? Sometimes when my business is really, really hard, I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, then I can go, like, maybe, it's time to get like a traditional type thing. And then I'm like, no, that's not who I am. But like, the beauty is this is your business, right? So it's like, we have to make it in a way that serves us, serves our desires, serves our goals, serves our dreams. And then the other part is that I keep bringing him up, but he's been such a great teacher, is my dad, just because he's the best and I have to bring it up, is what we talked about with the flexibility piece, right? Like this man, he worked at his, because it was a family business, right? So he'd go to school and then he'd work at the business for years. And he has seen, so like I said, he was by the Trade Center. And so he worked through 9/11, through COVID, like through
Wow.
many, yeah. So he was right there during the Trade Center, and the store actually closed, excuse me, for many months. And that was before things were virtual. And him and his brother, my uncle, were like, we got to take this digital. And that was in 2001. Like that was
Wow.
very innovative, right? They were like, how do we do this? Because all the merchandise was downtown Manhattan. They couldn't get, so with that being said, like he has been through in his life, but in his business through so many trials and tribulations, and he kept flexible. He kept flexible. And that's why he had so much success. And not only did he have so much success, business-wise and accolades and financially, something that is so special about him as a human is we always joke he's like a Buddha, right? Like he's like a Buddha. And I'm like, and my mom is, neurotic, and she's like, oh, I'm nervous. And he's like, it's okay. And we're like, where did you get, like, he's so, of course he's a human, but he could be so peaceful. And my mom's like, this is not okay. This is not okay. And because he's been through so many trials and tribulations, he knows how to weather the storm. And I'm always like, what? But he's like, he has been through it so many times in his business. And so why I bring this up is, and this is what I said in the beginning of the podcast, so many people say owning a business can be a spiritual journey, right? Because it's like, when you've been through so much, it's like, what is it? Bend, but do not break. So it's like a palm tree, like you're allowing yourself, or a pot, whatever, like you're allowing yourself to go all the way and you're allowing yourself to bend, but you don't break. And so
And
I
it's all
think
in your mind.
it's all in your mind, and it's all about the support. And so I understand, like I said, to go back to the question, the desire to want to clench hold. But often when we're doing that, it means we need support. And that doesn't mean you have to close the business. This can actually be a beautiful, there's so many, I'll talk about my dad. There's so many times, right? Like 9/11 and COVID and, the market crashing in 2000, whatever, for all the different times he could have. And I was so impressed that he's like, I'm scared, but I'm going to ask for help, or I'm scared and I'm going to redirect. And so I understand the desire to want to clench. I often do it as well in my business. But if you're doing that in your business, it's an opportunity to grow. You don't have to look at it as a negative thing or a bad thing, or the business has to close. It might be just a great growth opportunity. And I'm really glad that you brought that up. I think that's important.
Thank you so much, Erika. And with that message and with this strength and mindset that pass it to you. So
Yes.
he's gonna be very proud. He's very proud of you. And I want to congratulate you for starting this journey. I think that you have a very positive vibe and you're gonna do very well. You're doing well already. And I wish you to help to go out there and help a lot of people. I think this is the reason why we all become a coach. We have this sense of help and to make a difference to the other people. And I think that sometime here in London, I'm in the metro and somebody recognized me, like, that you, Harry, man, that you, I see you speaking this event. Where? Yeah, Les Brown was speaking, you were speaking there, and you say this, and this is my family, this is my kids, you changed my life, this is my business, I'm making a lot of money. I took what you said and look, and then we take a picture, but after I go home, and the level of fulfillment that this give you, it worth more, in my opinion, that like £1 million in bank. Because you feel that you make a difference in somebody else's life, and when you make when you achieve that, I think that you get paid in different currency. which is
Yes.
better than money, in love, in appreciation, in kindness. And this keep you happy.
Yeah.
Money won't give you that level of
Right.
fulfillment, but make a big change in people's life. And that's what is beautiful to be in a coach. So I love this professional. I love being a coach, and I have a lot of students, corporate as well as individuals, or CEOs, so that own their own company, and I like them to see growth. I like them to see the business growth. I want them to see, but also like something you were sharing, um, achieve the growth 360 degrees, not only in the business, but also in the health, in the relationship. So what you do is very important because it can help them to achieve confidence in every single area of their life. And once they overcome the confidence issue, everything will be better for them in every single area of their life, because this lack of confidence is showing up everywhere. It's showing up in the bank account, showing up only with the relationships, showing up in the business. It will show everywhere until uh, they don't work on that. So thank you so much, Erika. This has been amazing. And for all of you following the Unstoppable podcast, see you in our next episode. How brave entrepreneur like Erika break that wall and achieve the first million. Bye for now.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.